evening and welcome to the evening news for today, Friday, November 24, 2023. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. Now let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Government announces activities in Guyana for December 3 as Venezuelans to also rally support for Guyana. Any recklessness from Venezuela will be followed by accountability, says President Ali. No amount of economic diplomacy will change CARICOM'S support for Guyana, says VP. U.S. will support youths with disabilities to become change agents, says Ambassador, and PALMYRA woman turns 100. Now for the news in detail. The Guyana government has planned several activities for December 3, the day Venezuelans are slated to vote in a referendum which seeks to, among other things, give their government approval to annex Guyana's Essequibo County. Venezuelans who have sought refuge in Guyana have also planned an activity aimed at expressing their support for Guyana and its people and calling on their government to end the aggression. Here's our lead story tonight.
These announcements were made by Minister of Governance and Parliamentary Affairs Kaieteur during a meeting with religious leaders on a Thursday as part of a series of government outreaches aimed at updating the population on issues concerning Venezuela's latest act of aggression and its referendum planned for December 3. Minister Teixeira revealed that on Sunday Venezuelans in Guyana have planned an activity at Square of the Revolution in Georgetown aimed at affirming their support for Guyana.
That event on the Sunday is an important one, and we hope that Guyanese will assist in terms of making sure that nobody behaves stupid and like the guy who had the Venezuelans walk down the street naked. That was not a government person, that was an individual. We don't want any incidents like that.
Meanwhile, on the morning of December 3, the government is encouraging persons to form a human chain link by coming out of their homes and holding hands with their neighbors to show unity and solidarity. She urged that persons take photos of these activities and post them on social media.
People at the various levels, at the community level, will come out of their houses, stand on the road or the sidewalk or whatever, and link hands with their neighbors. So we create a human chain that stretches as far as we can go. And that it's just for a short while for people to come out. We don't mind if people come out in their pajamas or whatever, it doesn't matter. If the Venezuelans can go to vote at 6 o'clock on Sunday to make decisions about our country and to make us and support what would be basically an annexation of another nation, then we as Guyanese can get up at 6 and 6:30 in the morning and stand on our roadside and link hands with our neighbors to show that we are strong too.
On the night of December 3, there will be a night of patriotic reflection at the Guyana National Stadium, Providence, East Bank, Demerara, and she is encouraging all persons living in close proximity to participate. Meanwhile, in updating the virtual gathering of stakeholders, Minister Teixeira assured that government is preparing for any eventualities.
This place we are now, of course, is waiting for the ICJ to have a ruling. The president and the cabinet is very, very busy in terms of making sure that we are prepared for all and any eventualities.
Venezuela has planned a referendum for December 3 where it is seeking its population approval to, among other things, annex Essequibo and create a Venezuelan state. The referendum also seeks Venezuelans' citizens' approval for the government to grant citizenship and identification cards for residents of Essequibo. Bisham Mohammed, The Evening News.
As government embarks on a massive outreach program to interact with residents of frontier communities, President Dr. Irvin Ali yesterday visited Kaikan in Region 7, where he interacted with the people there regarding their concerns amid the heightened acts of aggression from neighboring Venezuela. Here's what he had to say to the residents there.
We are a country that celebrates peace. We celebrate love and we celebrate unity. And everything we do will be to ensure that our country remain a peaceful place. Everything we do will be to ensure that peacefully, our neighbor would understand that any reckless behavior would be followed by accountability from the international community. And we urge our neighbors to avoid any reckless behavior. to subject themselves to the ICJ and international rule of law, and let us continue to coexist peacefully. That is the goal of Guyana, to ensure we secure our borders and for the peaceful existence of our people. We do not want you to worry. We are working in a very aggressive way. We are working with our partners. And we want you also to be our eyes and ears on the ground, because you have a responsibility also to work along with our men and women in uniform, to help them, to support them. As we move forward in the coming days, as you know, the ICJ would rule on the precautionary measures. And what did we go for? We didn't go to stop the referendum. Every country is entitled to do a referendum. What we went for is to seek precautionary orders in relation to some of the questions that the referendum asks. Questions that would necessitate action that can affect the peace and tranquility of Essequibo and our borders. And that is what we went for, to seek an order preventing any action in relation to those questions. We are on good grounds. We are on grounds of honesty, dignity. We are on grounds of historical truth. We are grounds on facts. We are on grounds of dignity. And that is what is going to ultimately ensure that our country, our beautiful country, continues to prosper, develop, and blossom, in which all our people will live safely and happily.
Guyana will be raising its voice at the upcoming Conference of Parties, COP28, to solicit funding for climate adaptation measures for small island and low-lying coastal developing states that stand to face the imminent brunt of climate change. Rupasina Ryan reports.
Vice President Dr. Bharrat Jagdeo on Thursday stated that while Guyana has the necessary finances to activate climate adaptation mechanisms, this is not the case for many vulnerable nations in the Caribbean. Last year, the government forged a striking multi-year agreement with United States energy major Hess Corporation for the sale of high-quality carbon credits to the tune of a whopping $750 million. $122.5 million remains in an account to be used for adaptation funding. The government would have engaged the international community last week ahead of COP28 to solicit support in moving the issues that are important to Guyana and the Caribbean forward. The position of CARICOM is rooted in their advocacy for funding in areas of adaptation and loss and damage.
The bureaucratic approach to accessing this money overwhelms the capacity of many countries. So we have even started shutting ourselves out of those and utilizing our own resources plus the money earned through our own initiatives to tackle adaptation. Because we're not hopeful that the money will come soon, but it doesn't mean that we're going to be dumbing down our voices globally in support of the other countries that need this now, especially the Caribbean.
Guyana is focused on supporting CARICOM, but adding new dimensions, an important one being forest preservation.
Part of our struggle is to get Article 6 to move forward at COP, which is market-based mechanism, and the second struggle is to get forests to be part of a compliance market. Only then can we create the right sort of incentives globally to save the forest, which is a key abatement solution. Forests cannot be saved by philanthropy. We have gone past that model. It's an important abatement solution to climate change. You cannot achieve net zero without tackling a key source of emission, which is forests and land degradation. And it is not getting the required attention because it's not part of forest carbon, is not part of a compliance market.
Guyana has taken an approach to show the world how net zero can be achieved without putting the world through hardships. This includes a reduction in fossil fuel production, introducing renewable energy at scale to displace the growth of demand for energy, demand management, use of technology, and reducing deforestation and land degradation. Rupa Sinarain, The Evening News.
The National Youth with Disabilities Conference was kick-started with a pledge from the United States government to support youths in advocating for due inclusion, rights, and a seat at the decision-making table. Here is Rupa Sinarain again with the details.
The conference was organized by the Guyana Council for Persons with Disabilities in partnership with the International Foundation for Electoral Systems and with support from USAID. United States Ambassador to Guyana Nicole Tarrio underscored that Guyana, like many other countries, still have work to do in ensuring full rights for persons with disabilities.
You're showing that young people with disabilities, like all youth, must be valued and respected as equal partners in development. For that to happen, we must create an inclusive society that recognizes and supports each individual's equal participation. And to be honest, Guyana is not the only place where we have work to do on that. The United States has some work to do on that as well. And we are committed to doing that both in my own country and around the world. Your advocacy will continue to tangibly improve the lives of people with disabilities.
Program Manager at GCOPD Ganesh Singh outlined that during the conference, youths will be able to assess the current disability landscape and strategize to ensure that their rights are implemented. Singh added that significant support has been given in the areas advocated for in recent years.
Over the past 3 to 4 years, we have seen significant development and transformation as it relates to the disability community. A lot of what we requested in the past and advocated for were and are being implemented across the country. The lives of persons with disabilities are being improved. And as an organization, as a team, we are of the view that the young persons with disabilities have a critical role to play in this transformation.
Culture, Youth and Sport Minister Charles Ramson recommitted his government's efforts to structure policies which result in equality among the population and ensure that persons with disabilities are offered the necessary assistance to transform their lives.
As far as this government is concerned, every life is of equal value, and that's something that's a philosophy that pervades all across the policies that we're looking to either enact or that are already existing. The government continues to view persons with disabilities as an integral part and an important partner in the development, and will continue to consult with you in the development and implementation of programs and policies to improve the lives of persons with disabilities.
At the inaugural conference last year, relevant areas where youths with disabilities lobbied to see significant changes included leadership and governance, employment, and accessibility. Their declaration also addressed the need to amend the Persons with Disabilities Act, barriers which prevent meaningful participation and engagement, and overall guidance to accommodate persons with disabilities. Rupa Sinarain, The Evening News.
Coming up, wanted man stabbed to death at Iruma Back Dam and Clifton man charged for stabbing fellow villager to death. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Transitions Light Intelligent Lenses. Pick your color. Choose your style. Available at Optique Vision Care.
Gold mining can be expensive if you don't have the right tools. Mining requires engines that can pump high volumes of water and slurry, the most tried and tested of which are Doots engines. Doots engines are among the most reliable in the world. Where can you get them? At your #1 industrial solutions provider, Sylvies. We have them in 2 to 6 cylinders, ranging from 23 horsepower to 80 horsepower. Most miners use Doots engines because they're lightweight, use less fuel, and require less maintenance because they are air-cooled. So what are you waiting for? If you can't make it to our 31 High and Hatfield Streets, Georgetown location, we can deliver. Give us a call on 227-6226 or WhatsApp us on 623-7755 or visit our website sylviesonline.com. Sylvies Industrial Solution, proudly serving Guyana for over 4 decades.
Giving you the best Christmas with Digicel. This Christmas, it's all about the best. Digicel is bringing you the best deals, the best prices, and the best cash prizes. Get half off and a whopping 50 gigs of data when you purchase the Samsung A04 for just $14,000, the Samsung A14 for just $29,000, or the Samsung A24 for just $35,000. That's right, half off and 50 gigs of data. It doesn't get any better than this. So why wait? This Christmas, buy nothing but the best. Offer good while stocks last. Digicel.
Guyanese women from across the country are being empowered to take advantage of the many opportunities presented by the oil and gas industry. Entrepreneurial, leadership, procurement, and management are some of the training programs that women continue to have access to through the Center for Local Business Development and workshops hosted by companies in the industry. As oil production increases, so will these opportunities for Guyanese women.
We are doing pretty kind of We are doing pretty kind.
Get them, Reggie. Show them what we used to. Show them, okay.
It's nothing to laugh about 14, November 25 and 26. Tickets are $1,500, $2,500, and $3,000.
You, on the other hand, owe me for since last month when you credit the bag of rice and pepper season and the extra small corn.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. Donna Edwards, a 44-year-old school teacher of West Ramville's Georgetown, and Tyrell Davis, a 19-year-old bank teller of Wismer Linden, have been charged with attempting to defraud the Republic Bank Guyana Limited, branch at Linden, Region 10. Edwards was arrested on November 20, while David was detained on November 22. Today, they appeared before the Linden magistrate jointly charged with the offense of conspiracy to commit a felony, contrary to Section 33 of the Criminal Law Act, Chapter 801. Reports are that Davis, who processed the transaction when speaking to investigators under caution, confessed to facilitating the transaction by neglecting the bank's procedure and paying out the money to Edwards. The young man said he was contacted by a friend to assist in facilitating the fraudulent withdrawal, for which he was allegedly paid $300,000. Davis and Edwards have both pleaded not guilty to the charges and have both been remanded to prison. The case has been postponed to December 4. A man who had been wanted by police for a series of offenses has been found stabbed to death on Thursday at the Iruma Back Dam 2-Point Landing, Region 7. The dead man has been identified as William Hendricks of Bartica and Iruma Back Dam, Cuyuni River. Based on reports received at about 17 hours 45 on Thursday, a security officer employed with Hopkinson Security Company contacted the Bartica police station and reported that while performing duties at a camp at Iruma Back Dam, he received information that Hendricks was lying motionless on the trail with stab wounds to his body. A team of detectives has been dispatched to the area to conduct further investigations. Hendricks had been wanted by police for questioning in relation to robbery under arms, firearm possession, and narcotics possession. A wanted bulletin had been issued for his arrest in October 2023. Andrew Carmichael joins us now to report that a construction worker of Clifton Settlement, Quarantine Berbice, was today remanded for stabbing a fellow Quarantine villager to death on Sunday. Here is more.
30-year-old Andrew Sigobin, a construction worker of Clifton Settlement, Quarantine Berbice, was on Friday charged with the murder of Ramanadan Mingo. He appeared at the Reliance Magistrates Court before Magistrate Rabindranath Singh, where he was not required to plead to the indictable charge, and as such was remanded to prison. It is alleged that on November 19th he murdered Mingo, a 29-year-old construction worker, also of the same village. The accused was represented by attorney-at-law Senior Counsel Mercelin Bacchus. The matter has been transferred to the Wim Magistrates Court and comes up again on December 11th. Mingo was stabbed to death at a sports bar located in the same village. Police had detailed that Mingo had left home earlier in the day to play cricket and was imbibing at a supermarket at John's Public Road when his brother picked him up. While on their way home, they stopped at a bar. According to the police, Mingo went into the bar while his brother stood outside. He said he saw his brother and the suspect having an argument. He went inside to the bar to separate them when he saw the suspect pull out a knife from his pants waist and stab Mingo to the left side chest. Mingo was picked up by his brother and taken to the Port Morant Hospital, where he was pronounced dead on arrival. Sigubin had turned himself into police following the incident. A post-mortem performed on the body of Mingo by government pathologist Dr. Vivekanand Brijmohan on Monday gave the cause of death as a result of shock and hemorrhage due to a stab wound to the heart. Mingo leaves to mourn his mother and 2 siblings. For the evening news, Andrew Carmichael.
No amount of economic diplomacy will alter the support Guyana is receiving from the Caribbean community, CARICOM, against Venezuela's aggressive threats to annex the country's landmass, Vice President Dr. Bharrat Jagdeo has posited. Here are the details.
At a press conference on Thursday, the Vice President responded to concerns that CARICOM'S call for peace stemmed from its beneficial relationship with Venezuela. He referred to CARICOM'S statement, backed by all heads of government, just before Guyana sought provisional measures before the International Court of Justice, which outrightly condemned Venezuela's actions.
It was very forceful. It spoke about the referendum, and it spoke about its illegality in terms of repudiation of the jurisdiction of the International Court, and it also condemned this attempt to annex our country. Very, very forceful statement from CARICOM. That was cleared by the heads. Now, sometimes people, in the spirit of goodwill, say, we want peace in our region. But I don't think that will affect the commitment of CARICOM countries and the leaders to support Guyana. They've expressed that support publicly and privately. And it is not going to be no amount of oil or economic diplomacy will change that support.
Last weekend, both Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley and St. Vincent and the Grenadines Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves, who is also the chairman of the Community of Latin American and Caribbean States, reaffirmed that CARICOM stands in support of its sister state against Venezuela. Over the past few weeks, Guyana has been informing regional and international partners of Venezuela's planned referendum, which has been criticized by the United States, CARICOM, the Organization of American States, as well as several other nations in the region, including Brazil. There is a consensus that Venezuela's referendum threatens the peace, security, and stability of the region. Rupa Sinarayan, The Evening News.
A resident of Lot 56, Palmyra Village, East Berbice, Region 6, celebrated her 100th birthday yesterday. Evelyn Ramroop, called Auntie Ivy, was born on November 23, 1923 at Port Morant and is still alive today. She observed the milestone with 2 of her 4 children who are still alive. Andrew Carmichael has that story.
How old are you?
100 years.
How do you feel being 100 years old?
No way different.
Strength.
The strength not there before.
The strength.
That's a lot more.
You expected to live to 100, Nanny?
Because all my children, my grandchildren, my great-grand, my great-great-grand, all day long. So I feel good.
You expected to have lived to 100? Did you ever expect it to have lived to 100? You expected to have lived to 100?
No.
Currently, she needs to be assisted to get off her bed and can no longer see. However, these ailments only struck Auntie Ivy earlier this month. Her memory nevertheless remains vibrant. She says she was happy to reach the milestone while noting that she never imagined that she would have lived this long. She is being cared for by her eldest daughter, 81-year-old Jean Jailal.
A very busybody person. She always busy.
And how long is it that she's not been seen?
What? Only about a month now. Because she used to be outside. She just walk around upstairs, downstairs. Helping out herself.
When you were a little girl, tell us about some of the things that she used to do.
You work hard. You know, plant rice, cut rice. She used to work before she married in the estate.
The caretaking daughter said in her younger days, Auntie Ivy was a hard worker. As a teenager, she worked at a Port Morant sugar estate before getting married to her husband at the age of 16. After marriage, she moved to Palmyra. The couple had 6 children, 2 of whom are now deceased. Her husband passed away 42 years ago in his 70s. Auntie Ivy has 7 grandchildren, 12 great-grand and 2 great-great-grandchildren. Meanwhile, Danwati Prasad, called Pearl, another daughter of Auntie Ivy, explained that it was only recently that her mother took ill due to old age. Speaking with the Evening News, she recalled the outcome of their latest doctor's visit.
There she got her test and all these things that she went through. And her result was the doctor said nothing's wrong with her. She's fine, she's just okay. Because she's not suffering from any disease or anything like that, you might say, like any complaint or so. Because she's never on medication and these things and so on. So
what's the difference between, let me say, the 2 weeks back and now with her?
Well, between the 2 times it's just that she's good up here, and the only difference is that she cannot help herself like she used to, you know. And then, well, the doctor told me that because of her age, like she got a little weak, and that's the reason that she's like that. Religiously, she always be fasting, you know, and doing this. Even before she got ill, we were going through the period of the fasting period, and she fasted for all the 9-10 days. I think, I don't know if that was one of the reasons caused her to get, you know, weaker or whatever.
What she used to cook best and how she used to cook it?
She cooks everything well. But you know, like Guyanese, they like the little rice. She said, you know, you all had me so long, not everybody has that opportunity. So when the time comes for me to go, you must not cry.
For the Evening News, Andrew Carmichael.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Demerara Harbour Bridge is scheduled to be closed to vehicular traffic on Saturday, November 25, 2023 at 3 hours for a period of 1.5 hours. Meanwhile, the Berby Surfer Bridge is expected to be closed at 14 hours 40 on Saturday, November 25, 2023, also for a period of 1.5 hours.
South Africa A Tour, Sinclair's Heroics lead West Indies A to nail-biting win and improved the KFC Goodwill Tournament for December 12 kickoff. Details of these stories and more in the Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp, coming up on the other side of the break.
Giving you the best Christmas with Digicel.
Digicel is bringing you the best deals, the best prices, and the best cash prizes. Hold on to your Santa hats, because there's up to $50 million in cash to be won. Activate any data plan, and you can be one of 14 winners to join Digicel's Spin to Win game show, where you can win millions in cash. Activate a data plan today on the best network and make this Christmas the best one yet.
Digicel.
John Lewis Styles has opened a new department, now offering home goods. Here you can find quality sheets and towels, pillows, blankets and even bath mats and shower curtains. Organize your laundry with clothes baskets, fabric steamers, irons and ironing boards. For the kitchen we have small appliances, towels and mittens, pot sets and dinner sets too. Decorate the house with mirrors, picture frames, floating shelves and decorative pillows. All these and more on Waterloo Street. It's fashion for the home. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Superbet, your best bet. With many agents countrywide, our products are easily accessible. Visit an agent nearest to you to play your favorite games. Must be 18 years and older. Terms and conditions apply. Play responsibly.
I stressed out. And you trusting me out little more when you asking all them questions.
It's nothing to laugh about 14, November 25 and 26.
You owe me too. May know what you think about this sugar bowl and come for free?
Tickets are $1,500, $2,500, and $3,000.
It's a catty tell me she was a daddy funeral. So I say no, I gonna roll up and I gonna meet she and I gonna deal with she right.